Sam had his game. Now there's a scout on all these guys. Now they have to figure out how to do this while people have them on tape. And I think that's the big thing for us. It's just real good combinations of how we're going to handle games.
No, no. Listen, I appreciate the call. That's a great point. Like combinations, combinations. I would probably use a different phrase than combinations. Like leading up to the game, closers are more important. Half closers, possession closers, run stoppers. When we're in a scoring slump, who closes us out of a scoring slump? Who can I put in there? What combination? Not combination. What guys dig deep to make stops? What guys attack the offensive rebounds? Like guys that can fix a problem. I would, more than combination. I need 5 guys that I know fix problems. Because here's the thing, team. This offense isn't so much of a continuity thing. Like it's not. The reason Coach K didn't like how the Louisville games went is because it's not free flowing and it's not the beautiful game. It's gritty, grimy. I mean, hell, you went and got Andy Kettler from West Virginia. You don't get Andy Kettler from West Virginia if you want to look like Duke, free flowing, long, lean, Rick Pitino style athletes. And you don't prep for a style that's not West Virginia and Andy Kettler and Bob Huggins unless you plan to play like those guys. So while I understand your point of combinations, I say more personality. Which personalities can I put on the floor for particular situations? That's one thing. The other thing, scouting. That's a great point, Chris. Who can adjust to the scouting report? And the fan in me hesitates to even want to say this out loud. The scouting, Sam Williamson. He either shoots or drives left. Driving left, he pulls up. Driving right, he tries to go to the basket. We all watch enough basketball. He's a floater guy. He got away with the charge last game, shooting the floater. I thought they'd call it when he hits the floater in the lane. They gave him the foul call, the and one, with the one dribble baseline. But they're gonna start jumping all the way on Sam Williamson's left hand. They're going to take that away. They're going to force him to go right, and they're going to body up really heavy on Sam Williamson. Is he going to be able to adjust? Now, listen, I think he has a load of creativity, and the thing is, you want a young player to not forget his creativity, because coming out of high school, all those guys are creative. All those guys, they get plenty of playing time. They shoot a lot of shots. They got a lot of opportunity to try a ton of different moves, but that becomes important when you start playing and you start getting scouted out. So Chris, to your point, I want to know how Sam is going to adjust to the scouting. I want to know how David Johnson, because here's the thing. If I'm playing against the University of Louisville, I'm trapping every ball screen that David Johnson even dares to use. David Johnson is a great passer, mind you. But him in your lane, David Johnson in your lane, that can't happen if I'm an opponent. The one thing we cannot happen, like I'm substituting all my guards based on keeping David Johnson out of that free throw line area. We're trapping him. And honestly, I don't know if David Johnson is willing to lower his head and just go get the contact, force his dribble. Like, I don't know if he's so confident in his passing ability. I don't know if he's confident enough to just lower his head, split the trap, take on the two. Like I said, I would be that way too. But if I'm Boston College, we got to get the ball out of this thing. So much so, I'll leave Jordan Ward out on the island by himself. I'll leave my guy out there because David Johnson makes Malik more valuable. he makes Steven more valuable. He makes Ryan more valuable. David Johnson's probably the reason Darius Perry ends up getting all those looks. So, and again, Texter, I get you. But here's the thing. David Johnson trapped. Is our team, right now, our team doesn't move well enough off the ball. See, now a trap on David Johnson and a guy cutting to the basket like he's supposed to, that would work. But if you trap David and he just swings it out and the next guy doesn't know what to do with the basketball immediately, then you take your chances elsewhere. But I agree. Listen, I think he's a great passer. He has the habit of trying to throw over the top a lot, and so it kind of gets deflected. But David Johnson is feisty. He'll come up with the basketball some kind of way. But again, the potential of getting blown out is best when David Johnson is attacking. I tell you what, we're gonna have to take one quick commercial break. We got to pay these bills. That quick commercial break from the official ESPN Louisville pregame show on 939 The Ville.
Z-Trip. Z-Trip is the new face of taxi in Louisville. With Z-Trip, you can book a ride fast using our app, online at ztrip.com, or just call 24/7. Z-Trip never has surge pricing, and you can even pay cash or credit.
I use the Z-Trip app because it allows me to book in advance, and I know that all of their drivers have had a background check. Safety is important to me.
Download the free Z-Trip app and use promo code LOVEZTRIP for $10 off your first ride. Z-Trip.
This is Steve Rummage, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville.
ESPN Louisville is your home for Westwood One's presentation of Super Bowl 54.
The San Francisco 49ers are going to the Super Bowl for the 7th time.
Coverage begins Sunday, February 2nd at 2 o'clock on all ESPN Louisville stations. We'll have all your coverage with the Chiefs and 49ers up until kickoff at 6:30. Westwood One's play-by-play of Super Bowl 54 on ESPN Louisville is presented by Caesars Southern Indiana, Joella's Hot Chicken, UPS Jobs, fueled by Kroger, and delivered by Papa John's.
On Sunday, February 2nd, the nationally ranked Louisville Cardinals women's basketball team will be hosting the USA national team as they target their 7th consecutive Olympic gold in Tokyo in 2020. Join us in the KFC Yum Center to see the Cards battle some of the best women's basketball players on the planet, including Cardinals Hall of Famer Angel McCoughtry. Tip-off is scheduled for 2 o'clock. The Cards and the USA national team on February 2nd. For tickets and more information, call 502-GO-CARDS or visit gocard's.com/USA.
The renovations are over and Caesars Southern Indiana is now open and better than ever. You heard me right. The new $90 million casino is open and features all your betting favorites, including bars, lounges, and a sports book for on-site betting. Whether it's game day or post time, watch all the action on large screen TVs and enjoy your favorite sports with friends in our fan caves. Come for the sports and stay for a betting experience like never before. It's all happening today at Caesars Southern Indiana. Is your bedroom, sunroom, or room over the garage too hot in the summer, maybe too cold in the winter? BJ Heating and Cooling, your local factory authorized Bryant dealer, has teamed up with Bryant Ductless Equipment, whatever it takes to make that room enjoyable again. Bryant mini splits are quiet, efficient, and avoid the installation of bulky ductwork. Give BJ Heating and Cooling a call today to schedule your free estimate and get 0% financing for 3 years with approved credit. Call the experts you can trust at BJ Heating and Cooling.
Hey U of L fans, this is Zach here from Great Flow Brewing Company. I'm happy to announce that our new restaurant out on Shelbyville Road is now open and ready for business. We hope you can stop by for lunch after 11 and for our happy hours from 2 to 6. We also offer late night menu with nice specials. Hope to see you out there soon. Go Cards.
The 2020 college baseball season is around the corner, and the Louisville Cardinals are primed for another deep postseason run. Coming off of a 5th trip to the College World Series and ranked #1 in the preseason polls, you won't want to miss the excitement of another year at Jim Patterson Stadium. Season tickets are now available for as little as $50 to cheer on the Cards as they battle through another scintillating season in the ACC. For more information, visit gocards.com.
Grass, track, wall, that ball is gone.
Thinking of going to the big game or concert? Well, head over to GuyOnTheCornerTickets.com. Save money on fees today so you have more for that beer tomorrow. GuyOnTheCornerTickets.com.
Hey, y'all. My name is Miss Joella. And I am Joella's Hot Chicken. Now, eating chicken that's all heat and no taste is just about as smart as a trapdoor in a canoe. It just makes no sense. Which is why I'm all about love, hospitality, and just the right amount of spice. That way, you can enjoy chicken that has some heat and a whole lot of flavor. Joella's Hot Chicken.
Hi, I'm Hannah Gist with Gist Piano Center. Whether it's tuning, moving, storage, appraisals, or complete restoration, we take care of all your piano needs. Try Gist Piano Center, trusted in Kentucky.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back, thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial # Law on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
Pull that down right now. Pull that down. You got to pull it off. Seriously, pull it off. Yeah. And the reason I do that, my YouTube, they're killing me. Like the copyright infringements every time.
That's my bad.
Every
time. Forgot about that.
Listen, every time I play a little bit of good
what are you
music,
doing?
I know.
Let my man eat.
I know.
Let my man bump.
We're just talking about instrumental intro music. You've been copyright claim. Golly. I gotta cut that out every time. Point being, we're about 15 minutes outside of tip off. I guess it is my audio responsibility to kind of tell you a little bit of things you should expect in the game, and then we'll talk about pre-game player superlatives. Game's going to be on ACC Network, Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Louisville is favored by 11.5. Officials, thank goodness you won't recognize any of them. Here's the thing. It's supposed to be the usual expected starting lineup. God, my eyes still hurts. Dwayne Sutton, Jordan Wara, Fresh Kimball, Darius Perry, Stephen Enoch. I'm comfortable with that. The makeup of the Boston College team it's not extremely frightening, but freshman, sophomore, junior, freshman, pretty good scoring distribution. 12, 12, and 10 are your big time scorers. They're 10-10. Boston College is 10-10. That does not scare you at all. They average about 64 when Louisville averages 74. You should win. Boston College's preseason, they weren't ranked to be very good. They just recently got a guy off injury back. I can't think of his name right off the bat. But here's the thing. This is definitely a last bad loss opportunity. I mean, every loss is bad, of course. But Boston College being like 156 in their net ratings, just something really, really bad. Like, it's low. So you can't have a loss. And remember, people, this is the game last year that Coach Mack, I don't want to say checked out on, but this was his moment where, if you remember, his lips were being read, saying something very, very tough about the team. And you all remember it, because that was one of those moments that kind of, I don't want to say defined, but it left a mark that stuck on the team. That was a bad loss at Boston College last year. I think it was at Boston College. Yeah, that was a tough loss you took at Boston College last year. And because it was the grinder game, it was the lazy, it was the sleepy game, it was the before you know it, you realize you're in a total, complete dogfight kind of game. And you gave them confidence. You let them hang around. You gave them confidence. Here's the thing. This is going to be one of those games that you're going to have to dig in the energy department more than anything. This is why Darius Perry, Clemson Darius Perry needs to be there. David Johnson really needs to stay out of foul trouble. David Johnson still has the freshman energy. He still wants to get dunks, and he still wants to get alley-oops. I think Jordan Wara might be refreshed. I like Jordan Wara on the road. You know?
I just want to see Jordan Wara drop like 30 again. I think we all do. Just want to watch him just, just drop 30. Just have one of those games.
Right. And when you talk about Jordan, it's one of those, you're not concerned about him, but you don't want anything to turn into a concern. Like, you want to know that there's just an adjustment period that's been going on with Jordan Wara and David Johnson. And you want to know that Jordan Wara sees the big picture. And Louisville has looked their best as a team, kind of overall, as of late. But Jordan, like I said, Jordan Wara hasn't. Stay out of the ticky-tack fouls. Stay out of the. Now here's the thing. For individuals, I think Jordan needs a good game. If we're going to separate this question again, you have enough time to jump in. 815-0939-3831-939. If you're asking me individually who needs to have a good game, and I put emphasis on needs, who needs, I would definitely put Jordan Wara in the need category versus I would like to see. Now, Sam, I don't think he needs, but I would love to see him have a good game, just to carry his momentum. Darius Perry, I think he's closer to needs to have a good game. And I'm saying that for him because he needs to get the ball rolling, and he needs to have his identity solidified. So going down the list, I put Jordan Wara, and he needs it because you don't want him pressing. You don't want him going to North Carolina State coming off 3 10-point games, an 8-point game, a 10-point game, an 8-point game. You don't want him going into North Carolina State, with any kind of pressing, because North Carolina State, again, it's going to be one of those games that ruckus environment, it won't take much to get your team off kilter. So Jordan Wara, kind of for him, he needs to have a good game. Darius Perry, kind of for him, he needs to have a good game. Sam Williamson, you would like to see him moving forward because that means he's a solidified contributor on any given night if Sam Williamson has a good game. David Johnson, you would like to see him have a good game. Now he definitely needs to not have a bad game. Like you don't need him having a bad game. But again, he's played well enough to where you expect, him to play tough. Oh, I didn't know this was at Kentucky. That was an interesting score to be at Kentucky. So here's the thing. I went Jordan, went Sam, I went Darius, Ryan McMahon. You would like for him to have a good game. But Ryan is going to be who he is 9 times out of 10. You would like to see Ryan have a good game. Because, like I said, he's shooting so well, and he really dug himself out of, since like maybe the Florida State game. He has really dug himself into a good place. So you'd like to see him have a good game. Stephen Enoch.
I think he's my number one that needs a good game.
He's due a good game. Is he due a good game?
I think he does. I mean, he obviously last year he led the team scoring in this matchup. He was just doing so good for like that stretch of games, and then he's just kind of I don't know what really has happened to him, but he's just not been as productive as we saw the ceiling getting higher and higher for him. And so I don't remember what game it was, but then it just kind of came crashing back down to earth.
Stephen Enoch is your number one need to have a good game. I want to think about that. I want to. You know what? He does need. You know what? He does. He needs to have a good. Stephen Enoch needs to have a good game. He's been under the weather. Thank you, Texter. You're right. The reminder, people: women's basketball versus the national team, February 2nd on Sunday. $10 per ticket. I tried to make this point in the nicest way possible. When you have a chance to see legends play, the national team, take advantage. Take advantage because, you know, when you miss an opportunity to see this level of performers for $10, you regret it. You regret the concert you didn't go to that you were on the fence about because you found an excuse and you regret it. You know, like I said, take your kids, $10. It'll keep you occupied. You won't be sitting around talking Super Bowl. You know, it's an exhibition game, and you get to see all the team play. I'm kind of surprised they got away with scrimmaging the national team in the middle of a basketball season. That could be an awesome competitive advantage to put your players out against the national team. Think about how weak the rest of the competition feels after you play a game against them. And Coach Jeff Walls was on the Diener show kind of talking about everybody's going to play. So you know, you get to see the entire thing. Texter says he'd rather see a balanced offense. Yes, like Texter. My number one wish for overall is to see a motion that you score on, where people don't have to make a bunch of individual moves. You know, the backdoor screen that Ryan throws, you know, or the backdoor, you know, pass. I'd like to see more easy motion. Guys cutting hard off screens, executing. Like, it makes me uncomfortable when guys have to dribble all around and then score on somebody. Like, and I think that's a little crummish in me that you know, that kind of looks at that. But here's the thing, Stephen Enoch, I agree with you. Up top, he needs it. But here's the thing, I'd rather see Stephen Enoch in the last 4 games of the season have good games. This one, I would like to see him have a good game. But and he's not the type to really press. But you're right. These teams without a lot of size, you would really like to see him be the most aggressive person on the court. Malik is the best example of I'd rather win and not see him play. Yeah, Malik is he's so reliable at what he does well that I'd rather see a big score and Aiden Gahan playing over Malik Williams. I'd rather see him getting healthy. You know, he's such a good closer. I'd rather see Malik Williams get healthy. Player of the game, offensive, defensive, and X factor. Who you got? Player of the game.
Offensive. Let's go. I'm gonna go with Steve. Offensive. I think he's gonna drop the most points tonight. Defensive. That's a tougher one. I'm gonna go Darius. And then X factor. Let's go with Fresh Kimball.
Fair enough. I'm actually going to go Darius as my offensive player of the game. I'm going to go on the defensive. I'm going to go Sam Williamson. I think his length, I think his intelligence, you know, I think he's actually no, scratch that. I'm going to go David. I'm going to go David Johnson. Last game, he was in the right position a lot of times. My film review says off the ball, David moves really well, and he anticipates on defense a lot better than we gave him credit for. So I'll go, offensive Darius, defensive, I'll go David Johnson, and X factor this game. I think I'm gonna go Ryan McMahon. I think he comes in and just busts. I think he just opens it up really, really well. That will do it. I don't have a score prediction, but I think the Cards win big. That's a real stretch there. Cards should win big, 11.5-point favorite. That'll do it for the official ESPN Louisville pregame show on 939 The Ville.